and hard labor's 100, household 50, halflings are 100, and specialized are 500.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom is the only way.
Yeah.
I like to say, whenever I say Doran, I mean Andoran.
All right. So again, anyone have anything they'd like to do before you rest up and move on to the?
I'm just putting in what I purchased, so I remember it.
Yeah. Nothing further. I already made my purchases.
Nothing for me. I can't afford the fancy stuff yet.
Very well. Can everyone put
sure.
their fortitude modifier in the chat?
You mean constitutional or fortitude saves?
Fortitude modifier, like +7 or whatever it would be. Alright, I think we are ready to go here. I don't know that I'm going to be able to read the Emerald Spire thing out loud because once again it's nothing but spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
As you descend to the level, you get a good whiff of a horrifying stench. An acrid, nauseating reek fills the air at the bottom of the stairs, a musky reptilian stench. The stairs descend to a small chamber of smooth hewn stone, lit by a dim green light from two strange torchlight devices on the walls. A metal door with a simple latch mechanism glows a dim green light in the middle of the north wall. The walls and ceilings are decorated with drawings and writings in bright colors. The depictions are abstract, but somehow alien and disturbing. You can make a knowledge local check when you find some sort of reptilian humanoid standing at the bottom of the staircase, wearing colorful leather garments and carrying a walking stick. You believe that this is a troglodyte. He says, "Greetings, Pathfinders. I am Slag.
Dominor.
How do you
We
spell that?
welcome you to Godhold. You wish to make your sacrifice now or visit? Take holy grub, maybe?"
Is he saying this in common?
Yes.
Alright. What is holy grub and what's this sacrifice?
Holy grub is delicious, delicious meats. So tasty and nutritious. It is all we eat here. The sacrifice is things of metal. He holds up like an iron ingot, and then he points to everyone's metal armor or metal weapon, or any metal
Like a
trinkets
full
that
plate.
you're holding.
I can give him something.
Oh no,
Wait.
no, you do not make sacrifice to Slag. You must go to the God Box. He says,
What?
Great God Box.
What is the god box?
And when you say God Box, he says, great God Box. He says,
Where's
Spra Orm Thog, the god in the box. It is very powerful.
What can it do?
The God Box controls the path. It provides for us. The God Box keeps blue on blue side and green on green side.
Who are these blues and greens?
Blues. Blues are blues. Greens are greens.
what are we?
You are not blue or green. points to himself and says, "You are not green or blue."
Clear as mud.
He says, "Yes, mud, very good."
Perhaps you may lead us to this god box.
So
then.
while he's standing there, can everyone make a perception check?
All right.
So anyone that beats a 10 notices that he has a number of blue paints on his body that he keeps subtly gesturing to, but isn't outrightly touching.
He has what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
He has blue paints on his body that he's gesturing to.
Oh,
So perhaps 2 tribes.
So like I was saying, could you perhaps lead us to this god box so that we can get a better view of the situation?
Yes, I take you there. Is good. Perhaps you will take holy grub on the way?
I will refrain.
He starts looking at all the rest of you and says, "You eat, you drink?"
Sorry, just had some. Really full right now.
Is
I
okay.
shouldn't be eating right now.
Slauga. We'll take you. And so he opens this rather unusual looking door. Sorry, I gotta reveal quite a bit of stuff here.
While we're sitting around and waiting here, I'm going to check to see if there's any other doors. So,
Okay.
yeah, I don't see anything.
And I'll see if there's anything weird around here too.
Okay, so you look around, the only weird thing is the door. Seems quite strange to you. It's made of some slightly unknown metal. So Slog leads you up.
You said there was something written around here?
There are like depictions, like cave drawings.
Okay, but no actual written language.
No written language. Slog leads you here and says, "This chamber of food." And he points to the room containing a large stone vat in the middle of the eastern wall. It seems to be filled with a pasty pink substance. Just north of the tub, a tall door made of lustrous coppery metal leads east. Passages exit the room to the north and south. 3 torch-like devices glow with soft green light, as does the metal door. So these troglodytes are here, currently like taking bowls and scooping out this pasty pink meat product. It looks kind of like McDonald's hamburger before it's been cooked. And one has green markings, and one has blue markings. And the blue marking one is heading north back out the door, and the green marking one is heading south. And he says, "Come! Before I take you to Godbox, I want to take sacred water." And he leads you east down the hallway. And as you
Onward,
move
witness.
deeper, the following people gain the sickened condition. Everyone but Judge.
Don't we get saves?
You are assumed to take 10 on these saves because you would be making them constantly, every step, all the time.
What's wrong with all of you?
So, he leads you to the chamber of water and he says, come in. Slug, show you chamber of water." And you see a stone tub filled with water that stands against the chamber's west wall. 3 glowing light sticks illuminate the room. A door of copper-colored metal stands on the western wall, and the passage exits the room to the north and south. And he takes out like a mug on his belt and starts dipping the cup in there. And you see that there are 3 green troglodytes in here, all worshipping the water. They're like on their knees and going, "Great God box, great God box, great God box." says, "Are you sure none of you would like to have the water of life? The God Box provides. Great God Box."
Good God.
I will refrain.
I'll take
Is it?
Okay, so you take some water. It's relatively mineralless water. It tastes very bland. Nothing added to it.
I will take it as well.
It tastes a lot like it's just been boiled a bunch.
Water.
So he says, "You come with me." We go to Godbox. He opens the door here, and inside you see a hexagonal metallic structure about 10 feet wide and almost 25 feet tall that looms in the center of this high-ceilinged room, emanating a green-white light. All kinds of gears and armaments stick to its silvery sides, including dozens of weapons, shields, and pieces of armor, as well as lanterns, buckles, and tools. To the north and south of the object stand two large stone statues, each depicting a troglodyte with its arms raised up in adulation. 4 copper-colored metal doors lead out of the chamber, one at each corner of the room. To show you what this statue looks like, we can see it over here. It looks a lot like a troglodyte.
Okay.
So, I need Aster and Judge to make perception checks.
Alright.
Okay, you guys look around the room. You notice that there are probably close to a dozen magical items stuck to this object.
Mm-hmm.
And Slog says, "You go! Offer sacrifice!" He holds up 2 iron ingots and say, "This much is good."
Is he giving them to us, or?
He's not. He's just showing you how much you need to give.
I have a dagger. It's not very big.
I have a spike gauntlet.
I have a rapier.
I have one of those claws for the rope. I forget what the exact name for it is.
Grappling hook?
Grappling hook, yes.
No, I got one of those too.
Okay. So what are you guys doing with these things?
Is it 2 per or just 2 together?
Pink slime. Yeah, it is pink slime. You ask him the question about 2 per, and he just shakes his head and says, "I do not understand."
Me 2 or all of us 2?
All 2. Together, all 2.
Got it.
I don't really want to get near that thing, just because there's so much metal in it, and frankly, I look down and I'm covered in metal. Yeah. So, if someone would like to donate this dagger upon my behalf, I'm willing to follow along with their tradition in seeking the information about what's going on.
Arubis will do it for you.
Arubis, can you make a perception check when you move there?
26.
So you notice that there's some sort of strange force tugging on all of your metal armor and weapons, pulling you towards the middle of the room. It's very gentle from right here.
Do you announce this?
Yes.
All
No,
right.
Stay
no, I'm
back.
deafened.
So I have a solution for that, given that my piece of metal is attached to a long rope.
Yes.
So just use the grappling hook, just shoot it at the thing. Or toss it at the thing.
Good idea. I
Okay,
will
you're
tie.
tossing the grappling hook towards it?
Yep.
So your
Oh,
grappling
just-
hook kind of floats through the air naturally until it gets to about 10 feet away, and then it veers extremely sharply right at the 10-foot mark, and unnaturally fast is pulled towards the device in a complete straight line. Vector. In a straight vector. That sounds sciencey.
It makes a big dong sound.
There is no dong noise. It simply hits with absolutely no noise.
Oh, interesting.
And
I'll
Slog in the back says, he's good. Yes. More sacrifice. Send travelers
toss-
on way.
I'll toss the dagger in there as well.
Okay, he says, more. God box
Well-
not please. Great God box.
I throw my spike gauntlet in there.
He keeps gesturing towards you.
That's all I got, other than my hook.
I like take off all my metal items and then go into the room.
So you're not wearing any metal at all.
No.
Okay? As you do, Slog is like, no! Do not go in the room. He's dangerous.
Why is dangerous?
It's bad.
Because you happen to have a metal filling that your parents didn't tell you about that you got when you were 3.
Do not upset the God box. Great God box.
Damn magnets.
So when you get that close, you see in the center of each face of the hexagonal object is a vertical slot about 3 inches wide and close to 7 feet tall.
I'd like to make a perception check on it.
Okay? You make a perception check on it.
Anything? Do I see anything?
Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry. I have to look for the exact check. You notice that the door that you saw on the way in, and in fact the doors that you've seen around here, while not a perfect fit, would probably fill these slots.
Hmm.
Now, is there anyone who hasn't sacrificed to the God box yet?
I have not sacrificed anything.
Okay. So Slog says, not enough, not enough. He holds up 3 iron bars and say, need this much more.
I'll toss my rapier in the room.
Okay? So you hear like a grinding noise coming from the northeast, and Slug says, you go on your way. Godbox, great Godbox, has accepted your sacrifice. Come with me.
Hey, sure. I'm like writing things in paper this entire time. That is weird. I take notes and I put it away. And I start to follow. Onward, witness.
So out here, this room seems to be illuminated by 2 light sticks mounted in wall sconces. There is a large door to the north made of strange copper alloy, which glows much like the light sticks. The walls and ceilings are covered with indecipherable troglodyte scrawling and paintings. In the northeast corner stands a tall cylindrical bell made of the same alloy as the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Slog says, there is great pool court at base of stairs. Whenever you need to come back up Spire, pull cord and we meet you here. We make proper sacrifice to allow traveler to go through. Now that you have honored Godbox, great Godbox.
I understand. This is a very welcoming turn of arrangements. You do not lay claim to this level, so I'm not worried about that.
Oh no,
This is very
level is definitely ours.
well, just level. You do not claim the tower like everybody else. Well, I guess they claim the level.
Oh no, only Godbox, great Godbox, provide for us. Green,
Oh.
blue, live in
Learning from my
harmony.
past mistakes, I need to stop asking for notoriety. So, I'm actually gonna start bringing in papers and start writing them, like here.
Honestly, nothing they've done so far would justify any amount of murder hoboing here.
If we just have to pay every time that we have to enter the Emerald Spire, and that's iron bar fee.
Well, what he's told you is now that you've made the proper sacrifice once, they'll do it for you in the future. You've respected the God Box. Great God Box.
So we don't have to worry about it.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
You are not very. You are very kind individuals and a very lawful bunch amongst those that we have met on upper floors.
He says, lawful? No, no. Law, dude, dumb, stupid. We are very chaotic, but we have good
Tradition.
society here.
Tradition is its own law, even if you do not inherently follow laws on its own.
Yes.
And I respect
Surface laws, stupid. Laws of God Box, great God Box. Best box, best laws.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to scribbling.
So, excuse
Points
me,
to the door to the north and says, this way out. This take you to next level.
Very well. You have been very courteous. I don't want to try and just steal everything. I'm not that kind of character.
He says, Slog, say goodbye to you now. Perhaps see you in future, unless Green is there in future. In which case, Slog not see you.
So, what was that? What is the green?
Green is green. Blue is blue.
I know you are blue. Who is the green?
Green is green.
Greens are the green ones.
He points toward Aster and says, very wise.
Well, he is a cleric.
So to the north, you see a tall troglodyte statue that says in the center of an otherwise featureless square room, its arms outstretched. Light sticks are mounted to the east and west walls, providing dim green illumination, augmenting the stronger glow from the door.
Betzel's going to peek into the room and try and take 20 on
Okay.
perception check for traps or anything like that.
Okay, what's your check total?
Total will be a 28.
Alright, in the northeast corner, a section of stone is cut away perfectly, revealing a stairway that descends into the darkness. I should tell you that once you go down this staircase, we will be done.
So, in character, I am fine with losing all the potential goals or whatnot resources from this level.
Out of character, not really. So who's got a in-character excuse to mess with these people?
I don't think there is one. I think everybody here is like, these guys are cool. There's no reason to be dicks.
In character, I'm just going to kick this statue and curse.
That'd be a very. I think Judge wouldn't join in any of the fights if that were the case. So that's a very poor way to start it.
That sounds like a very Esther thing to do.
So
let me
this
see here.
seems like a level that was designed to mess with any party, which was just generally good people.
Perhaps.
You must be murder hobos, otherwise you lose money. Go.
So, I mean, to be clear, the one thing you may take away from this is that you will not have to slow track in the future, possibly. When you plan to slow track because of this. You kick the statue and nothing happens.
This deserves some deliberation.
All right,
we
Fine,
gentlemen,
excuse.
party huddle.
The question
All right,
is,
huddle up, guys.
well, actually, we
So
wouldn't
you
get
say
any
huddle up, and
experience.
Slog wraps his arms around two of you, and it's like, yes, huddle up, he's good.
Get out, go. So because we didn't really perform any real encounters, I mean, we only did make maybe 2 encounters, one with the Hell Knights and one with the Slogs. We wouldn't get any experience, so it would just be an effective, no prestige, no experience.
I can tell
no
you that this level does not work how you think it's going to work.
Okay, well,
Before attempting to figure out how this works, you should throw everything you know out the window.
in that case, I would be willing to just go
Okay.
down and forsake everything because just Judge.
I think we should go look around.
So
Do we have his permission?
We'll leave later.
Okay,
Wait, are we
if you'd
allowed
like
to
to look
do that?
around, Slug says, oh yes, we look around if you like. Aster, are you going back to... where
I'm going to go to the front entrance.
Okay.
I am curious about some of these other areas.
And who's... I can't remember who's chaotic in our group again.
Snacks is, but he's chaotic good, so it's like
So Slog will accompany you back to the door and say, yes, yes, where you want to go?
Oh, I'm just looking around.
Is there any location that anyone is specifically attracted towards?
I'm just I'm probably just
All right.
gonna examine because this is like
Just kind of want to
Okay,
investigate where we had.
Up here.
Is Slog following
Okay,
us?
so when you guys get to right there, there are two greens inside. And the greens say, Hail Blue! And Slug says, Hail Greens! And then they revert back to speaking in Draconic. And after a short conversation, does anyone
yeah,
actually
Snacks
speak
understand.
Draconic?
Snacks
Betsalel does.
Okay, so he's basically just asking for permission to come into their territory and to introduce you to the tribal elders and walk you through the area, and they affirm that that's okay. So as you guys re-enter this area, anyone that had failed their save earlier fails their save again versus the stanchion is sickened. So this chamber reeks of troglodytes and is cluttered with knickknacks and trash, including scraps of armor, tattered cloaks, worn-out books, odd lengths of rope, and more. The walls and ceilings are cumbered with blue paintings and writing, and embers glow in a simple fire pit. You know what? I think I got this reversed. Blue is on top. So this is a blue. Blue's north, and green is south.
Okay, you said there's writing. What language?
It is in Draconic.
Okay, I will attempt to read the writing.
It's like prayers and logs of daily interactions with the God Box, and every time the God Box is mentioned, it says Great God Box. Of course, it's in Troglodyte, so instead of saying God Box, it's a Skra Unthog.
Okay. I'd like you to ask Arubis to follow me.
So
I
are you
can't
walking through that room with all of your
No, I'm just
weapons
trying to
on?
get you to the other side.
Okay. And
Okay.
Slog says, no, wait, I come with you. He say, Green Tribe. And he speaks with the Greens that are on the other side of the door. And they affirm that it is okay for you to enter. And you notice that the one that has wings on looks a lot like Slog. In fact, could be his twin brother, except he has green markings instead of blue. And is also quite old. The smell of troglodytes is especially strong in this cluttered room. Various articles, scraps of cloth, strips of leather, and other debris are neatly sorted and stacked along the chamber walls, which are decorated with crude paintings and bright green hues. And Slog says, we have invitation. We may go in.
Could
The man
Slog
in the
try?
middle says, I am Cog. Cog is other speaker for Great Godbox.
Could Slog make a perception check against me, please? I'm going to try and sneak away from him.
So you're trying to sneak away from both Slog and Cog?
Is Cog following us around?
Cog is watching when you guys are in his territory.
I'm not going into his territory. I'm just getting away from Slog because he keeps following me.
Alright. So let's see here.
Yeah, if you want someone to sneak
Actually,
away, that should probably be me.
You actually don't have any cover or concealment, so your stealth check is basically going to automatically fail.
Oh.
So you try sneaking away, and Slug is just like, oh yes, you want good water? You come with me. Down table to water. Over here, yes. Great God box.
oh,
They love that word, don't they?
I'm
We like it
curious
better
what
in our language. It sounds better.
I'm curious what's the circles at the bottom are. If anybody want to come with me.
They look like bathrooms.